Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner entered the Renaissance Washington Hotel on Saturday, amid the flashing cameras and members of the media covering the Gridiron Club dinner. They evidenced little sign that their world had been nuked in the preceding week. Ivanka, the first daughter and senior advisor to her father, President Donald Trump, swept the floor with her Carolina Herrera ball gown, black and strapless at the top, flowing with black and white tulle at her waist. Her cherry red lips parted into smile after smile in front of the cameras, despite the fact that she had recently come under fire for an interview in which she said it was inappropriate to ask her about the women who accused her father of UAL assault because, well, she is his daughter. Kushner, in a traditional white bow tie, flashed his teeth too, despite the fact that Chief of Staff John Kelly had just stripped him of his clearance. A report suggested he had been targeted as a stooge by no less than 4 foreign powers, and investigators were looking at his business ties and whether they influenced his actions during the transition and while serving in the White House. The couple's ability to appear impervious to their mounting troubles did not surprise those who know them intimately. As one person close to the couple told me over the weekend, Jared knows the world doesn't end very often. Ivanka, another person added, keeps blinders on and only focuses on what she wants to focus on. What did raise some eyebrows in the Jewish community, however, was the fact that cameras caught them entering the hotel on Saturday evening before the sun set. The couple, who says they're observant modern Orthodox Jews, would traditionally not be able to work or travel by car after sunset on Shabbat, inside the ballroom, where the president addressed members of the media and other Washington socialites at the 133rd annual three-course dinner. The week's events were harder to ignore, because Trump brought them up. "We were late tonight because Jared could not get through security," he said. The crowd erupted at the president's jokes, which he also made at the expense of Attorney General Jeff Sessions, former chief strategist Steve Bannon, and even his wife, First Lady Melania Trump. None of them had quite the week that Kushner had. The spiral started with Kelly knocking Kushner's security clearance down to a level lower than the White House calligrapher, calling into question whether he could effectively carry out any of the responsibilities he's been tasked with in the West Wing, including resolving Middle East peace and liaising with world leaders. Kushner's trusted spokesperson, Josh Raffel, announced that he was leaving just as a cascade of negative news stories began to pour in. Reports that his family firm had received $509 million in loans from Apollo Global Management and Citigroup after Kushner met with their executives in the White House. That Kushner had encouraged the blockade of Qatar shortly after his father, Charles Kushner, failed to secure financing from the Qataris for 666 Fifth Avenue, and that Robert Mueller's team is scrutinizing whether any of Kushner's conversations with foreign officials during the transition helped shape administration policy. News of Mueller's expanded interest in Kushner broke shortly after Trump arrived in Palm Beach. The president would only stay at Mar-A-Lago for some 24 hours before returning to the swamp for the Gridiron dinner. But it afforded him enough time for a round of golf and to poll club members about what they thought about the Kushner stories and how they were playing. According to one person familiar with the conversation, this person noted that the headlines crossed 2 of Trump's red lines. He hates bad publicity generated by others, this person said, especially anything that suggests somebody else might be making money off the Trump name. "All money is his," he said, referring to Trump. The increased heat on Kushner has exacerbated the president's ambivalence about keeping his daughter and son-in-law in the West Wing. Last week, the reported that Trump had vacillated between telling Kelly to help him get rid of the couple and urging them to stay. A source confirmed to me that the president has been upset at the scrutiny they have received in Washington and believes that their lives were easier in New York, but also wants them by his side. Those close to the couple still insist that the president is better off with Ivanka and Jared in Washington, and there are no immediate plans for them to move back to Manhattan. For now, Ivanka can still throw on a ball gown and a red lip, and Jared his tuxedo and white bow tie, and smile when required. Mueller could change that calculus, as his sprawling investigation expands beyond the question of Russian collusion. But even the prospect of a possible indictment did not seem top of mind this weekend, as the first couple prepared for the gridiron. Ivanka raised eyebrows when she posted a photo of herself in her gown, her daughter hiding amid the layers of tulle, with the caption, "My pre-game partner in crime."